Hello, everybody. Gonna double check that our stream is appearing here. It might take a second, but oh yeah, it's a stream. So, and we did that, and then I can go to my broadcast chat only here. Put that there, and let me get my restream chat. Sweet. We're going to double check that I got posted here too. Boom. And then the last check is Steam. That the settings are working. I changed my settings since last time because I noticed I was still dropping out on Steam from time to time. So I've done a lot to fix that. And hopefully we should not see me dropping on Steam nearly as much. So I'm going to double check real quick that we're just appearing on Twitch here. And that none of my settings have stopped me from being able to stream to Twitch. We are good there. And then the last one is YouTube. I wonder how long it takes for me to see me live. There we go. And seems to be solid there. I can hear myself. Not too laggy. Looks pretty crisp. Cool. If you ever notice any problems with the stream, call it out in chat. I know I'm not the best. I don't have one monitor, so you'll see when I check chat. But I expect to have another monitor in the next couple months or so. Someone will give one away for free. So, yeah. So let's talk about where we're at right now. So this was a drawing we made yesterday. I had some time today, so I've gotten this far. I'm just making this. This is just a simple canvas layout, and everything's laid out. We'll probably start wrapping some of these images into widgets that we can reuse at other places in case we ever want to reuse it, and just to make it look better. So these are just two border pieces on an overlay, and this is going to be essentially like you click this to determine your inventory. Right now, this will be the only one that you have. Because we'll only have backpack slots, but we'll add more slots later. So this will be maybe a waist slot, and who knows, we might even allow hand slots or something like that later. I think to get hand slots, we'd have to have a better understanding of how to make the objects react physically. So when you did animations, they were a little bit more fluid. So it's probably outside of our skill level right now, but it's something that we're hoping to do in the future. So this will be where your character is, your main nav bar will be up here, and then you'll select this, and then you'll be able to unlock or select it. So mostly I'm just trying to move forward. So I hadn't thought about it for a long time to think if there's anything else I might need here. Think of anything. The other thing is I only really have one good border. Which is annoying. None of the other borders do particularly good. I could do this, right? But it kind of looks, I mean, I would just shorten it up, right? But it kind of looks silly. Maybe I'll put borders around the items to indicate their rarity or how you get them or something. Because I don't think I want to just have the stone border with a bunch of additional stone borders on the inside. I just don't think that's going to look particularly good. So I might play around with it. Maybe I'll use the stone borders, but just vary the colors too. Because it does pretty good when you change the brush color and you're I want it to be gold, right? So maybe I could make this similar to how we kind of have the black gold theme. I could start to turn this gold or something maybe. I want a little bit more there. But Right now, I think I'm kind of overthinking it a bit. I love these, the way he did these, because you can just like take these images and just change the tint to like get different colors, so we can like make this look however we want, you know? Like I can change this to like a nice brown, right? So it looks cooler, but we'll play, colors will be the last thing that we play with, just because once we get all the pieces in place, we'll know kind of what colors we can play with. Um, and so this was just like a real fast layout I did. Like all these are just images, so they're not like actual items yet. So I need to get like a grid in here. I need to like get this label so I can build out. Probably have this price thing here. I might like rework this so I can just use the same one that I have in character selection. Over here, right? And then you can just like drop in like a horizontal bar wherever you want it. Definitely as I've gotten more familiar with it, I kind of see how I can reuse code. Before, it's just like, it just seemed luck whether or not I got things in place or not. So I want to grab this lock icon too, because I think I want to use it again. I pulled the unlock button and brought it over. I guess I should grab probably the color of the unlock button here. And copy it, so it's standardized throughout the whole thing. Once you just come over here, you right click, copy, you just click on the button, right click in the same area, paste, boom, now the button's the same in both places. So I'm gonna definitely redo some code, but I also don't see like a simple way not to, because like I'm starting to transition the look over to this like more stony fantasy look too. So let's get this grid working here. We have two borders, so we want a grid, and we have this option of a grid panel which evenly divides the available space up, which is probably not what I want because it'll stretch things based on how many things are in there. I definitely want a scroll box because that might get too big that they don't fit anymore, right? But really what I want is kind of this wrap box, right? So I kind of get this wrap box and I can just like place this in here so it's just like pretty good. I might as well kind of put it to the edges and then let the, well, I'll put it where I want to. I'm just using the arrow keys here to kind of like manually adjust. You can always like set the value down so like when you move it moves less, so like as you get closer. So or you can set them directly here if you know exactly what you want. So kind of looking like that. It's like I kind of want the Y to be maybe a little bit more, maybe like 675. Then move it up, and to be honest, I should probably be making this. I think the scroll box is gonna have to. I think I need the wrap box to be inside the scroll box, right? Where is the scroll box at? Why can't I? Can I not see it? Oh, it's up here. So it'd probably been better just to start with that, because this is really going to be the outer thing, because it's going to hold this widget, and then as this widget gets bigger, it's going to just allow for a scroll bar. So I should have started here. So now we're just kind of going back to the same thing here. Kind of like where it's at on the bottom. I kind of could see it moving left a little bit. Maybe one more. And like that's probably better. There we go. And then we just come here, we just make sure this is like taking up everything. It's just like hungry. So oh, I see. So to figure this out, I would just have to figure out what this width was, which would be my size X. So I could just be like, let's make it 730, right? And then I could come over here and I could say like my explosive width is set 30 here, right? And that'll help it not wiggle, so, and apparently be better. So now that we have that, I'm kind of wondering if I like drop these images. Oh gosh. Oh, that's inside the scroll box, not the wrap box. See, like I think I always want these things to be in the upper right. And so now I can just come down here and duplicate. Okay, that's kind of weird. I'm gonna wipe these two out now. It's kind of weird that it went here. I would expect it to go to the left here. I'm not really sure why it didn't. I wonder if I like center it. Oh, interesting. Oh, interesting. Like, I wonder if I like move this one. See, I'm confused why it's not. Oh, look, they're like not even like perfectly kind of how they should be. Oh, they're not children of the rat box. This is what's causing the problem. They're just children of the scroll box. There we go. Now it's working how I expected it to, right? And my assumption now is if I duplicate, the next one will go in the next row because they're just like a little bit too big, right? So I'll probably play with my images in such a way that like, I wonder if I did 175, 175, like about like where they need to be here. So this, I'm just doing this right now because I want to see how big my images can get, and before, I think if I select all of them, oh, that selected everything. I just want these 3 images. I can just say like, and to be honest, I actually want these. Can I not choose the alignment here? Wonder if I can like say like, I generally want you to like center things. Yeah, see. So I can play with it like this now, and I can kind of see like how big they should get to before maybe even just 240. They start to become problematic with like going down to the next one. I mean, I guess technically I just know that it's 730 divided by 3, right? So yeah, 243 is about right. So we'll just do 240-ish. And that'll give me 3 perfects, right? As long as I keep things to 240 by 240, they'll fit nicely in here. So, and yeah, and if I duplicate, just to show, they'll start wrapping vertically as they fill out. And, oh, I can't duplicate multiple at the same time. Control W. And then once it gets too much, we'll start to see a scroll wheel. It is interesting that the scroll box like automatically goes to the bottom. Oh, it's because I'm selecting the images down there, so it's doing that. So this is an okay method. The benefit of this method is I can just like create these widgets and throw them in here. Then I can have the smaller widgets drive things. But I kind of wish that like maybe the whole equipment selection could handle everything. So because I'm going to basically just sit here and I'm going to generate and I'm going to dump things in here. So it could be that I want like this slot, I think it's called. What is it called? No, it's not called slots. Tile view, right? Is like if I use tile view, then it's uniformly sized, which is a little bit crazy. I'm gonna turn down the music. Oh, I can't turn it down anymore without killing it. I'll just turn it down here. How's it going? Long time no see if you're the same guy I worked with. But, cool. Yeah, the benefit of the slots, which I'm pretty sure is what I use in the character details here. Yeah, I use this like list view. Um, is that they give a lot of functionality to, and I've worked with them before, to how you have things selected. You can only have one selected and things like that, which is almost exactly what I want, right? So, like, see, I go and I like create the tile widget here. I don't even remember how I like made this one. Like, what is it? Yeah, it's like an overlay, right? So I can create these little small widgets, right? And use a lot of what I learned there here. So that's what's getting me to lean towards the tile. They add nicely. They're like a little bit more of a pain to like initially test with, but can be really useful otherwise. So like all I'm gonna have here is like I'm just gonna have the tile widget take in its structure and then like break out and use what it needs to use. So it'd probably be a good idea to make this a tile. I mean, the scroll box is nice. I wonder if like instead of just using a wrap box here, I just use tile and I just keep the scroll box if it'll like continue to work the same way. Um, we haven't done anything crazy, so let's go ahead and do that now. So I think I just want to add a tile view here. No entry widget class specified. That's really strange. Oh, here it is right here. So, oh, interesting. They're like a special kind of you know, thingamado. Just like here. Okay, cool. It just kind of like goes bloop, bloop. So I'm kind of curious why they can have a width of. I mean, it could be that like, oh gosh, even at 240 now, they're like causing problems. Like, how much would these have to be? 220, and they even have that huge padding. Yeah, they don't have any padding up there. Selection mode. Yeah, definitely going to be a single toggle. I think I'll probably say don't here because I want the scroll box to consume the mouse scroll. Clear selection on click. I think I want that. What did I do over here? Close this one because this is actually never the one I want to look at. Yeah, I don't clear the selection because I don't want to Though I wonder if this is like clicking the same one, you know? I probably need to like manually do that. Or if this means like you just like click here and you have something selected and you click anywhere and it takes it off. We can test with that, that's fine. Um, okay. The other thing is if I create the widget here, it's not going to be this like this entry widget class. So I'll have to like create one and then create another one. So I'll probably create like the base one first, and then I'll create an entry widget class that just implements the one that I might put over here, for example, because I kind of want to make this and this thing be the same. If I can get just this box somewhat populating, like, and looking halfway decent, I'd be okay with that. So, that's weird. Like when you click on it, it just like scrolls to the bottom. Interesting. So, maybe going to play with the tree view at some point, but no need to right now. So this will be equipable items title view. Equipable item titles view, we'll call it that. Oh hey, Major Merc, pretty good. How have you been? I did say there's like a way to reply now. I'll try that functionality next time. It's like a new feature they've added. Okay, so we have equipment. I'm gonna look at my battle pass. I should have put the battle pass in here. I might transfer it after this. I'm gonna kind of look at like how I did here. I did a canvas panel, really? Huh. I'm surprised I did a canvas panel. I'll probably wipe that in my next one. Now that I really know what I'm doing with size boxes and so forth, right? So I can basically just wrap everything in a size box and be like, this is how big I want these items to be. So, and then you can force stretch them if you want to. So. I think all I want is an image, and then maybe like in the bottom right, like I might want to like overlay like a coin, and then I also might want to overlay like a lock symbol on top of the tiles. Oh, I just closed my character details out. I did. We'll keep that. Let's grab character details. How did I do the locked icon before? I think I did it inside the actual entry widget itself. Yeah, I did. There's no like tile logic here. So Yeah. Yeah, you just do this too. Just like boom. Like I'll use the same logic. Yeah, see, this is how I figure I'll do it. Is I'll have like this overlay, um, and then I'll like use the other stuff to define like how big it should be. See, and it's using the ability border, so we can just use the same thing. And I think it'll help start to like show people like this means that you're gonna be able to buy the thing potentially. Let's just create it from scratch. Here, widget blueprint. Equipment item, probably like follow the best naming convention that we have so far. So we'll go in here. We don't want a canvas panel. We want an overlay, and in that overlay, we are going to want an image, right? And that image is going to be like this X, for example. Then we're going to wrap this with a scale box, right? So we can just say like, it'll scale to fit as best as possible. And so now anything we put that inside of will be pretty good. We'll call this image the equipment image, right? And then we also want to get another image. I think they can each only have one. Oh no, they can't. Oh yeah, they can. I can't put that in there, for example. So this will be the lock image. Lock. Oh, neat. They even have some like textures for me. I kind of wonder if I'd rather use this. Where's my other lock? Where's my other lock one now? I kind of like the flat simplicity. It must be this one. We'll just use this one. Because it's kind of got that cool, like, partially thing. So, we'll wrap this with a scale box. So it will fill to meet the size that it needs to fit. And then, I think we want to wrap this whole thing with a size box here. And this is where I want to say, like, it is going to be like 240 no matter what. And it did not do as I expected. Yeah, size boxes can only have this window up a bit too so people can see what I'm doing. I'm just kind of testing like how it grows and shrinks. It's not doing as I expected because this size box isn't doing anything, right? But I wonder if that has to do with maybe the overlay. I mean, the overlay is saying like stretch to where it should stretch to, right? let's see. Widget allows you to specify the size that reports to have and desire have. Not all widgets wrapping in a size box lets you have the size box force them to be a particular size. Yeah, that's exactly what I want, but like I want this to like be bigger. Of course the scale box, like I want the scale box to like see. This is like what I want. Now I just want this size box to like take into effect and say like, hey, you're not allowed to get this big. You're not allowed to get bigger than this. Do, do, do. So hide with this to make sure I connected. I did connect. The broadcast is still going. Good. Boom, boom. I need to wrap everything with a border. So my expectation is when I do this, it's like 500 by 500, but maybe that's why I wrapped it with a canvas in the first place, was so I could like better see kind of what was going on here. Like these are scaling well, right? These are like doing kind of what I expected. The real strange thing is like this overlay maybe isn't like fitting inside of the and I'm anchored right to the upper left. This overlay is like so much wider than I just would expect it to be right here. We can do this too, just to make sure that's not killing it. See, that's pretty good, except for this is still way out here, right? Does the overlay give me a chance to size it? Whoa, look how tiny it is all of a sudden too. Like, it's weird to me that when I do this with the size box that it like actually lets me, right? Like, if I do this, is this like telling me like how big my item actually is? Because like the scale box and so forth is like working how I expect it, right? Like, I kind of expect them to fill out the overlay fills to be the size of the size box, right? I kind of expected. I guess I would do this, right? Now ensure that that happens. So And like this is generally behaving how I want it to behave. But I guess maybe do I need like a size box inside of the size box maybe? Where I'm like, aha, and you shall report that your child is 500 by 500. Right? And then, nope. I thought I understood what was going on last time I made this battle pass item, and apparently I didn't. But I suppose I put this all inside of the size box anyway, so I could put the next thing inside of the size box and just let this be itself, right? Just be like, you're this overlay, and you have all these components to you, right? So I could like replace the child, right? And then it's gonna like basically get as big as it possibly can. And then I'll use like a size box and stuff to like start to trap it into exactly what I would like it to be. Because this scale box is like, I'm inside this huge thing and I want to make myself as big as I can. So I kind of wonder if I like wrap this with like a size box, right? And I was like, hey, yeah, because it's not going to respect that because the scale box is immediately going to scale the size box. So like, yeah. Like I'm assuming if I did something like this, this would actually maybe do what I want. Yeah, see, this isn't what I thought I would think either. Like I would expect this image to like go 500 by 500 and be up here. But like, it does absolutely nothing. Ignore the content's desired size and report the height override as the box's desired height. Like, surely none of these values will make any difference, right? Doesn't do what I thought it would do. Okay, so it's in the panel. What other panel options do I have? Like, I like this because it lets me just like start stacking. Like I'm gonna need to procedurally generate widgets, so I don't think that I don't want that. This might also help me understand a little bit better. What's happening? See, this is the thing that also confuses me. Is like when I change the alignment, the size of it also changed. Oh, I'm selecting the equipment image there. It would be like if I did this. Right. Like maybe I just do a canvas layout, you know, and I just deal with some of the negative side effects of the canvas layout. So then allows you to specify the size that it reports and desires to have. Not all widgets report a desired size that you actually desire. True. Wrapping them in a size box lets you have the size box force them into a particular side. Yes. Just like when I'm doing this. Oh, but I don't even use the size box here. I just like probably manually say how big I want everything to be. Oh yeah, I just take the scale box and I say this is how big I want everything to be. And then when I go to my battle pass show all button, what do? Do I wrap them all in size boxes? We have... No, I don't. Oh, I see. Okay. I think the size box ultimately doesn't matter because like it doesn't show until the UI actually loads, so you just kind of have to like believe that it works, which is weird. Do I like that one or do I like the other lock? Oh, I could do different lock colors based on what it costs. That could be how I like indicate what they actually cost. Like we could do silver if the item is like real money and do gold if the item is coins or something. And then maybe bronze is like achievements. Or maybe bronze is like coins. I mean, coins are gold already, so it kind of makes sense that like... So you have like, I mean, we could use the silver one probably. Let's try applying like a tint to it. Yeah, we can get like all the colors that we want, so you just pick colors. Oh, the one downside of this not being an entry widget is I'm gonna have to double pass information down. Oh, probably not, I guess, because of inheritance, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll go with this, and then we can always change later. So. File, save. Now we need to make an entry widget here. The idea magical brick is to, yeah, let anybody equip any item. We might do some restrictions in the future based if we do like strange shaped characters, right? Like they might not have every item slot available to them, but the idea is that each item will have an item slot, and if that character has the ability to wear that item slot, then they can wear all the equipment in that item slot. So, yeah, so like if a character doesn't have like a head, then they might not be able to wear hats, right? Or maybe we'll just make it laughable and put it where their head might be or something, but we'll see. But right now it's only going to be, there's only going to be a back slot, and you're going to have like back weapons to equip, like a sword and a staff and everything. So. So I think I can do this and say WBP equipment item entry. Right, and I can go here and change its parent class, right? Change its parent class. Class settings. And its parent class is actually, oh, is there entry here? No. Equipment item. Now if I go here, anything? No, no, that's too bad. Okay, cool. Now I get apparentedness. I don't think this is exactly what I want to do though. I'm trying to actually remember. How I made this widget a... Oh, do I just implement the interface for it? Yeah, user object list entry. I implement this interface and it becomes it. Which I'm assuming maybe I don't need to make a subclass then. I just implement that interface, right? And like, I think it only ever gets called like when it's dealing with like a tile view thing. We can see if I even need to do what I've done. So we'll ignore this for now. We'll go back to this one, and we will go to its graph, class settings, and we will add a user object. Oop. Yes, it's fine. Listed tree. Ooh, interesting. I used this one last time, so I'll use it again. I don't know what the difference is. I wish this would blink. I wonder if there's a way to like have it blink if it's minimized. Notifications. Oh, cool. Let's try this. I don't want to enable text to speech, but let's try desktop notifications. And is there no sound? Could it just be like ping me when it happens? This is gonna not do it, I think. So, I'm not touching that one. Yeah, you can see the tiles themselves actually drive the action over like the overarching blueprint. Which might be necessary, right? Like, because there may not be as much options here. So, yeah, so I don't want this one anymore. This one should be able to drive everything for me with the actual pieces, because I don't think I have to implement it. Oh, but the lock would be weird. I guess I could just say don't lock it. I could like force unlock. Okay. So, so this is going to be the equipment data, and we're going to set it to our equipment structure, right? And it will be exposed on spawn and definitely instance editable. Compile, save, and then what we're going to be able to do there is we're just going to be able to get that. We're going to break it, and then we get everything that we need. So, which in this case, we'll just get the thumbnail. these as variables? I did. Cool. So we would like get the equipment image and set texture. And we'll take this thumbnail. I don't want to match size, I just want it to continue to be the size that it is. Cool. And then we would, this should really probably not be in store, and it should be like, it should be an enumerator. Yeah, probably should be like acquire method and then be like non-store or something like that. Well, already by the time we've gotten to this point, filtered on socket, and probably filtered by this stuff, so this stuff doesn't actually really matter. I guess the cost matters for now, so say equals. If it equals 0, then then you own it, yeah, right now. So we basically should just say lock image is invisible. It is it's collapsed because we don't even need it now. Right. Otherwise, we want to get the lock image and well, right now we're only going to have coins, so we don't have to get that technical. We just want to say go away if you're not, have the lock go away if you're not in the store because you have to own it if we're seeing it here. Cool. Then we should be able to go to the equipment. Oh gosh, there's so much going on. Oh, we're gonna close a lot of stuff. Can I close all to the left? Nope, only close steps to the right, which is weird. Because you think as you're working, things are opening to the right, and then you're like, I don't need all this stuff on the left anymore. I might be able to like, can I shift? No, I can't shift, so I guess I could move everything way over to the left, but we're gonna do it this way. Oh my gosh, why is it lagging? I must have clicked on the... Why is my computer lagging? It shouldn't be that hard. Shouldn't be having that much trouble. Memory is, it's out of memory, and it's because of let's go to this. There's like a memory leak here on YouTube Music, so you can like do this, fix it. There you go. Now Chrome is only eating up. I went from eating 4 gigs of memory up to only eating 183. So. And this was able to eat it up because it probably wants the memory because it thinks I'm going to look at all these sword meshes. shit. So it's like make sure I have these all in super memory for you to like adjust and quick work with. So we're gonna wipe all this out. That should help. The UE4 editor is still eating them so much. I don't think there's anything I can do about that. So, go back and close this. Close this window. Need that, need that, need that. Calculator's useful, task manager's useful. Useful. Okay, that's fine. Everything's good now. So we can delete this one for now. And we're gonna go back here. We're gonna say our object should now be in our list. Click on this thing. And it is an equipment item. Boom! And they just show up. So, and because this lets me specify how big they are, I can what is this? Dirty. What's my shortcut? F7. Okay, cool. So that's looking a lot closer to what I expected and what I wanted. We'll use the gold to signify, then we just need to swap out the images, and probably when they're highlighted, like put some border around them. So we can add that. So we just want to, oh gosh, where would I put the border at? Probably just here. Just put a border. And this overlay, right? And then pick ability border. It's gonna look so bad here, but it'll be okay in the long run. You'll see. We can see it better here, but we want to like thin this border out if we can. First off, we'll give it a little bit of pat. We'll let the pat itself a bit, and then if I specify it as a border, no. It just kind of goes to nothing. If I specify it as a box. So I think it does better as best as an image. We know it's going to turn square. If I like just like do this, does it like, I don't think it matters. Yeah, it doesn't change anything. Matters at all. Yeah, not in the slightest. So this stuff is like how like normally you'd view a UI like this, but you can like do things like this to it. I'm not a great UI expert, so I'm not. My goal right now is to make it so like, because this is going to be like this size, right? It might be better just to kind of look at it like this, right? It's going to be like this in most cases. What I want is I want this border to be a lot thinner, right? Like I kind of wonder if I want to wrap this with a border instead. Delete this border and then say like Because the benefit here now is like it kind of sits in the back, so it kind of looks like a little bit neat there in the way that it looks. But it's still like a lot thicker than I'd like. I wonder if I just need to like go make another image that's just less thick. I think I can tell things that I want a little bit more padding around it too, really easily here. I can say like, give me space, bros. Like, what happens if I set this to? Okay, that gives me space that way. I want space. Around myself. I want to say like, don't come up on me, bros. Which may mean wrapping with another border that's just blank. So like it starts to look right. I mean, you have this option to kind of draw it as a border, right? And then think, what is that? What? Okay, it completely disappears. Oh, now that was a neat effect. I see what it's doing. It's like kind of killing some of the other borders, so it's gonna like kill kind of how it looks. But like, yeah, see how it just like, okay. See, now that's not too bad. I mean, the white with like gray image doesn't look great, but like just to like better show what it might look like with like real. We'll just like turn real dark brown or something. Well, let's just be like it's a red axe. Right. We'll kind of get that effect, and then I can highlight that border gold when you select it. So we could like take this border, right? And we could be like, hey, when you get selected, like turn gold. So like the selection one looks like that. So we're gonna do that. That's real cool. I like how it does that little icon. So now we just want to look over here and see like what the issue is here. So these are kind of like jammed up too close to each other. But the great part is I can just do this, right? And that like starts to give more padding. Or I could say like 235, right? 235, and then say like space them out some, my friends. Right. That doesn't look too bad. It also means that like clicking right between two won't give you like odd results, so. So we'll handle it that way. Can I like WBP widget? I can't. So I think I can say like I can like grab an equipment item. Oh, huh. Interesting. I could like put this here now. One thing is that these become images, like true images, like icons, like 512 by 512. Like they might not have great PNGs. I don't have an infinite amount of icons in this style, but I do have enough that maybe I can like just change their colors a bit to like make them look different until the system's proven out enough. But that does solve the other, that does cause another problem with well, I guess I could make the white be like only on hover of the item. It throws this white border up there, otherwise the border doesn't exist, and you can kind of like see which one you're selecting, and then like and then it'll like select and be gold for, yeah, that'll be the best. That'll be way cooler. So we'll go here. We're gonna take this border, right? And by default, this border is not visible. Oh, but it applies to all children. No. No. By default, it does not have the inset light, maybe? Maybe I just clear this. Oh gosh. Okay, this is rough. The other thing is, like, unlike buttons, maybe I do just want the background. Maybe I want these just to be like a button instead of a. Because the great thing about buttons is they naturally have like. Oh, it's called style. Maybe borders have style too. They don't have style. So if I do buttons, then I automatically get this like hovered press look and so forth, right? So I can just be like, let's see what it looks like if I like set a button to this. Oh, that's even better. Wow, that's what I want in the first place. Right. So now when you hover, yeah, I can make it so when you hover it looks like that, and when you press it, it looks like what? Cool. Like, it turns black. What would that look like? What happens when if you press it? No, it kind of looks like that. They kind of do the same thing. See, when I click it, it goes darker. Maybe that's the best way to do it too. As I just say, like, when it's pressed, it's just this, but darker. You just come in here and like give it a slight tint. Interesting. So these are like meant to be drawn as box with like a small margin value. Like what happens if I like give it better margins? Whoa, that's strange. What, 0.25? I don't really understand what's happening as I change. Okay, cool. Like takes over more. See how as I got less, it's like darker and darker. Where this like lessens the effects. Okay, so it's kind of like this alpha. Okay, I get it. Yeah, so a button was going to be much better for this system. The other great thing is that I could more easily control the rest of this thing. So, and buttons are easy because they have like much more clear events here. I can like set sounds a lot easier, and so forth. Or just be like B, yeah, B nothing. So I could say something like that. Like, then when you hover it, it turns like that. When you press it, it turns like the white inset. Let's play with it a few though. What's it called? Inset light. Like this, and it gets like a little bit darker. Yeah, something like that. Then we can just take this and we can copy, and we can paste it to pressed. And then we can say like, until it's hovered, it's just transparent here. It is transparent. Okay, cool. Click button. Yeah, it doesn't this doesn't necessarily need to be a variable, I don't think. If it's a variable, it does need to be a variable if you want events off of it, I guess. How did chroma tiles work? Were they a button? No, they're just an overlay. It looks like maybe clicking on the tile itself is fine enough, so maybe I don't even need like a click event. So does that mean I need to throw like another image in here with a scale box? But I don't think images have like on hover effects and things like that either. Yeah, so yeah, they don't. But only buttons do. So that'll be nice here to like test it out and play with it. So I wonder if the press will even work though. Right. We'll see. Like, do I have like information here? No, I don't. So I'm pretty sure I had it in here, like. Oh, I guess I could. And then I could just set the color of the border here. I wouldn't have to like go grab the button. I don't think it's not changes that much. It might be easier to read too when I'm looking to see. So we want to get like the selected one here, which is going to be like this gold, right? But we're definitely going to bump that up. Saturation up here, and then like maybe something like that. We can look here to see kind of what it would look like. That would be like what it would look like when selected. It's pretty good. So what we can do here now is we can say is alpha is back to 0. So by default it's not selected, and then when it becomes selected, we're just going to set this alpha. So it'd be fun if I could just bind this. You can only bind certain things, but like if I could like bind this alpha to a thing, I could just say like, because basically alpha is going to equal is selected, right? If it's not selected, then alpha should be 0, and if it is selected, then it is this. So we'll compile, save. We'll look over here. This is still looking okay to me. And let's start putting it together a little bit more. So we need to go to the main UI, main nav bar, and this button needs to operate similar to how these other buttons operate. So now I make this button a variable. It is. We're not going to call it wbuff though. We're going to call it equipment button. And we're going to say, oh, it is not a button though. Oh, that is annoying. What is this? Oh no. Everything's one of these things. Oh no. Like, what are these even? Oh, clever. Clever, clever, clever. I would like add my equipment screen to here. Let's do it. Look how it gets shoved out. It's a little bit unexpected for me. I think maybe it's because I'm anchoring to the top and it can't get access, and I think I need to anchor towards the bottom, so I can fix that. He changes its name too, to like this. Oh, actually, oh, I can't just set anchors for things that don't have anchors, so only these top level things. So we like anchor it to the bottom of the screen. My guess now would be like this is gonna look okay. Yeah. Okay, let's hold my finger on the screen and see how I'm probably squishing. I probably need to like move to the right a little bit on the equipment selection. It's probably coming a little bit more to the right than expected. And it's not using as much of the screen up as a lot of the other stuff does. So it's gonna look a little bit off, so I'm gonna come here. Grab the scroll box and the overlay at the same time. Oh, I can't. I can't. Okay. Oh, what? I can't move it anymore because it's anchored? What? Why not? Oh, this is locked. So it's just hard to select it in the general. So it should probably go over here quite a bit more. The scroll box also needs to move to the right. If I just start moving it, then I can get this back again. This is where if they were child of each other, it would work better, but like, I think it's gonna behave weird if I was just to add it to the overlay. Yeah, see, it's just gonna start behaving not how I want it, but these things are tied together. Hey, zombie. Yeah, we'll probably have special swords in the future. But we'll probably make them super special when we start naming them. Likewise, this probably can afford to move, which means I want to grab everything if I can. Move it together. Maybe something like this. This can probably come down to be equal height. Okay. Okay, that's probably more appropriate. Yeah, it's gonna crowd a little bit more than the character details, so I'm gonna take a quick peek to see how bad that would be. Oh no, don't start to. Are you frozen? Strange. Right. Ooh. Ew. What happens is I like make this bigger and smaller. I wish they made it easier to grab these edges. Okay, so it continues to fill up the same amount of space until it gets small, and then I think it starts to crowd. Because I'm going to be like here. And I really want to have even more space than this when I'm showing off the weapons, because they're going to like stretch a bit. It's going to work on that button's not going to work yet because I haven't set it up. But okay, it's going to take a little bit longer than I thought to finish this up. I'm not finish this tonight, but that's okay. Let's just get as far as we can. So it is here. We definitely want to squeeze this. So I'll push it even more to the right side and start to squeeze it. I'd love to get like maybe here-ish. Okay. So we'll like grab this and this. We'll say like, let's go over to the side some more, my friends. As long as we leave like a little bit of a safe zone, it's fine. Even when we like go to port, this won't create as many problems because there's these pixels right here. It'll look oddly close to the side in that case. And then I think we want to just like, oh no, I'm moving the whole thing. I want to make it smaller. Oh, that's the reason I can't get as much space either that I gotta think about is like, the scroll bar is gonna take up some space. That's the thing that's been probably confusing me a little bit. So I think something like that would be better. We've gotten this space open, which I think the character is gonna be like right here. And now I think that we're gonna be, a lot more in line with character selection. So we're here. Character selection is here. Equipment selection is about the same. Okay, so it's about the same as character selection now. I don't think there's a way to really to shave off more without it starting to like, and I can make it a little bit more in like this, right? But every pixel I think is really gonna matter. This is starting to look like this is a little bit obscenely small, so I might like make this bigger. Plus our names might be a little bit bigger too. So here's the center point. So to be honest, if I wanted them to be equal, it would be like way out here, right? But I think I can like leave some space over here. I don't think they have to be like completely centered. So which way are the staffs gonna flow? They're gonna be over your left shoulder. Yeah, so they're gonna flow right into here. They're gonna, yeah, that sucks. Whatever. This will be good for now. And we'll continue to troubleshoot later. I don't think it's like so bad. I'm just gonna swap back and forth just to see if things look too strange. Nope. Okay. This is just like odd, but it'll make sense later. Because this will also be like a tile view eventually, right? Like right now, it'll just be this backpack, but to be honest, I probably don't need to do anything special with this. For now, I can just brown this out a little bit darker, and then like find like a cool, maybe leathery style color. That's pretty good. And we'll add additional ones later and do all that logic later. Backpack slot. Okay, back to what we were doing, which was like figuring out how to maybe make this play nice with the nav bar. So the reason I was like, oh crap, is like, I need to set the button here, so I need to go to equipment selection. You like click this one and say like, oh, I guess maybe because it's top. Okay, 1 second. On redeem release button delegate. Okay, so this is how they do like the call. They do the event dispatcher, and it does this. So like I would do this, and I would say like 6, right? Destroy the session manager. That seems weird, but whatever. I would say 6 here, and I need to go to the main nav bar, and I need to say on button released equipment. Equipment button is not a button. Oh, yeah, it's not. Yeah, I probably just want to, like, go to this W buff thing. Copy it, go to my equipment, just paste it. Do like WPP equipment navbar button. And now I have this, and I can like wrap this all with a button. Whatever. And then I just want to make this button like invisible. Didn't make. Notice how I put the button in and it made it bigger. It's because the button's not inside the border. But I don't want it inside the border. Yeah, I don't think I do. So I think I'm just gonna. Turn the alpha way down. Do something like that. Come over here and say. Oh, but the button needs to be the highest level thing, because if the button's not the highest level thing. Oh, I guess it doesn't have to be the highest level thing, as long as it's inside of a box. So what? It's inside of a box. Oh, this isn't even the right one. Very strange. That's interesting. Man, even with button being the highest level, I don't get on button. Oh, interesting. These guys, these must like somehow tell its event that Aha! If a child has an event dispatcher, then that's how it gets its stuff. Okay. Okay, cool. I could like even go back to having a size box here. Right, I just need to go into this button and say like unreleased, and then it just calls this on button released, and then just call on button released here, like that. Now we get what? Let's check out this Discord button. Damn. What kind of item is the Discord main bar? Designer. Discord button is a what? It is. It's just a button sitting on here. Dang, that's how they get unreleased then. Interesting. I find it very interesting that I can't re-add this after I delete it. Aha! Aha! There it is. I think I just send a null here, right? I think it should kind of work. Okay, that's fine. And then we should be able to go to the entry screen here and then see, like, how does he get all these? Oh, cool. Yeah, the same way. Okay, that's really cool how events work here. So you have like this event-driven UI. I think that's coolio. Just do that. That seems to be similar to how he has his. And then I'll just go up here, bring it in, bring it in. Okay. All this still works. Boom! It works! Of course, nothing comes here, and nothing comes here because I'm not populating. Oh, that's unfortunate. Like, that'll still, like, work as a hover, even though it's on a tile. So I'll probably want to think about that a little bit. I mean, maybe it's okay, but I'll think about that a little bit. Why it's red is just, oh yeah, because it's a brush, but it doesn't have an image. Yeah. Good stuff. Now just to populate this list and then have this update accordingly. Maybe disappear if there's nothing selected yet. So I might turn this into its own little widget. You can kind of see here that this isn't looking quite right now either because I stretched it out too far, so there's like these parts. I'll fix that and then I'll go to bed and work on it tomorrow. But it's going to be pretty easy for me to forget this, so I'd like to just fix it now. And how do I fix it? Make this have less padding. No, I make the overlay have less padding. Oh yeah, here. This is where I set in the padding. So that's the thing, is I probably just want 15, 10 or something. I mean, I could probably even afford to go to like 7. Cool. And that fixes that problem. And I will push this up because people can start to see the progress a lot easier. Close everything down, close everything down. PP game session. I'm gonna look at I'll say BP game session because I don't remember why I might have done something around there. I'm just gonna discard this and just do this and stage selected and beginning to implement the equipment UI. Fetch to make sure I'm not going to collide with anybody. And commit. So tomorrow, I think it's probably pretty easy to get the list populating. Probably to get the selection logic going too is not going to be the most difficult thing. So I think we can aim to get those 2 things done tomorrow. And Julian's made a lot of progress, so I hope that we have some actual things to start like equipping and showing off. And Then we'll have to get, once we get the selection working, yeah, equipping it to your mesh is probably interesting, but not that hard. I might like do some refactor around that, because right now we basically just duplicate any logic. And then, what else is there? The UI's working and setting properly. We can probably get the purchasing items done tomorrow too. And then the equipment UI will basically be done. And after that, I can start helping Julian make items. So if he could teach me, I might have him teach me. But I have some ideas around that. I could pull some of the stuff that he already has down and look at how he did it, and then easily do that. Thanks again, everybody. Oh, Lavers is pretty good. Yeah, we're actually going to. You already went to bed, zombie, but we're actually going to be just like adding a bunch of like basic equipment that's probably like not gonna have a name because it's not gonna be super special, and then we're gonna have a staff and a sword be kind of the primary battle pass items, and they're gonna have like some cool effects that get played on them, so they're gonna be way better than the other items. We might give those, we might do like Alexander or Excalibur or something, and I don't know what Merlin's staff was called. That's a good question. Merlin's staff name. Does it have a name? The Sid Hay staff. Okay. Let's see. Let's make sure this isn't like a certain specific Merlin where. Sid Hay. Try Sid Hay Merlin. I'll have to look into that to see if the Sid Hay is a the Sid Hay staff is like specifically towards this, because otherwise it might be copyrighted. But I don't think so. I think the Sid Hay existed in what were they called? The Knights of the Round Tales. I think it's like Arthurian legend. Sid Hay Arthurian lore. They exist. I know Sid Hay is not. I mean, technically, the Sid Hay is like public domain, so call something a Sid Hay staff. It's not crazy, and it's not particularly attached to Merlin our game, even though we have Merlin. I think that would be a stretch. I think it's probably safe to use. So. Yeah, I think that, the Quintessa is definitely something from that's a Sid Hay staff that I'm talking about. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it. The Quintessa is definitely just like a copyrighted name, I'm almost so sure. I mean, technically it means like Fire Earth, or probably it's like Quintera, but I don't know. But yeah, we might use the Sid Hay staff as like the name for the staff, and then Excalibur for the name of the sword, but we might just also call them sword and staff at the beginning and add in the lore later. I probably need to sit down and think to myself, like, what does like an item look like when it's for coins, and what does an item look like when it's in the battle pass, and what does an item look like when I expect people to pay money for it, and then like maybe like only money paid things get lore or something like that. So Shay, she or Shay, I wonder. Probably Shay. like the Fae. Or maybe it is she if they're just writing it like that. Oh, interesting. That it shares, it's the same word as Kate said from Final Fantasy VII. It's very interesting. This is also random. I have a very random. I don't even know if this thing is. I feel like this thing is like wrong half the time.
Side.
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 Yeah, I see.
Side.
Because
Side.
she. This could be she or this could be Shay, even in English. I think it would be she in English most of the time because you have two E's and they make an E sound like sheep. She. But there's probably like some nuance to it too that I should learn. Oh, here we go. Dictionary.com. Oh gosh, what does that even mean? Thanks for the help. Here we go. Banshee. Okay, it looks like it's pronounced she. The more you know. It looks like the general consensus online is that it's pronounced like she, like maybe a little bit longer than she, like in Banshee versus she went to the store. But who knows? I imagine that Shay probably comes from people trying to, but Shay kind of makes sense too because it's like the Fae, like the Shay Fae or something like that would like in kind of old lore you see this kind of like these rhyming ways for people to remember, right? So I mean, just from a linguistic perspective, that would probably make sense. But who knows? I'm gonna go with that it's she for now, just because that was like 90% accepted, and then maybe if I ever come meet somebody that said he's Gaelic, I'll take their word for it. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll probably be around tomorrow night, finishing up the UI, and yeah, see if we can still get the Battle Pass out. My goal is to have the Battle Pass out, you know, here at the latest, but I really don't think it's ultimately that feasible. Like, I mean, it's all coming together fast, you know, the hard parts are done. Like, so maybe. And there's a world too where I can release the equipment system, have some equipment go out without the Battle Pass going out. I don't think I want to take the time to go undo some stuff, but I'm thinking it's possible. It's kind of at that point now where, like, if everything keeps kind of going the way it's been going, it'll release on Monday, but with programming, you never know. I might just sit there and get stuck all day on, like, trying to get something to look exactly right, or, you know, the sockets aren't going to work exactly the way that they have been working, or, you know, something like that. So, or Julian's not quite able to get the materials done in time. So, I think Monday is the earliest it could come now at this point. But yeah, as long as I can get the inventory system part like really well, so I don't like cause people to buy equipment like 8 times and it not work, and then I had to go and like repair everyone's accounts. Like that's the most important thing. If it's like a little bit broke, uh, I'm not going to sweat too much because it's been a long time since we patched, and I want to get it out and see what people think of it, and then get rank system out. So the faster I finish up Battle Pass and ship it, the faster I can get ranked out. And then if I can have those two done by the end of the month is my goal. Uh, I'm probably going to create up just a ton of abilities. Like, I'm mostly just going to create a spreadsheet of abilities. Um, can I just do sheet like this? Nope. Let's do this. New sheet. I hate the previews right there. And it definitely need a second monitor, but like it'd probably be like, we have like I don't even know how you would do it. Like, and this is like projectile. Like maybe we call it like socket radius. Maybe like movement. Like I don't even think I want to deal with movement because those take a little bit longer. Is there anything other than socket radius or like target area? Right, like fire rain, right? And then we could be like, I'd probably be like dot slow, instant, uh, um, charging, maybe I'd call it like dodgeable, like this would be like meteor, right? So I'd just be like, this is like meteor, this is like fire rain. I don't have anything in here, so I would like make this ability and I could just do it really quick because I could just like use all the same logic, right? Like dot over here, there's nothing, this is like Dragon Breath, Whirlwind actually. This is Fireball, that's Poison, Spit, right? And I just like create this sheet and then anywhere I don't have it filled in, I could just like come up with a new ability and make it like, as long as I had a decent particle effect for it already in my library, or I could buy one off the store, I could just like make it like in an hour and then just see if in like a week I could turn out like another 12 abilities to kind of fill out the rest of the slots. Because you can kind of see like, maybe this is like new technology, right? Maybe like Tether is even an interesting one, right? This is like Soul Anchor. And I might try like a melee Tether here. So, and maybe there's like a target area Tether here. So, I don't know, like this could be like Puck's ultimate, right? We don't have anything like it, but like, and so forth, so. But that's another day. So, and I think there's, like if I just create this sheet, then like as we create new tech, we have this new like trace projectile stuff that's coming out with like one of the new abilities. I felt like when Betrol or Sunny make an ability, they always want to make something with new tech, so they always like make these new techs, and then we like make one, right? Like we only have Soul Anchor to use Tether. It took forever to make the thing to do Soul Anchor, and we have one ability that uses it. It just feels like such a waste, right? So maybe I can do something here where like maybe this is like lasso or something, right? You get close enough to somebody, you can lasso them, and then like you're tied together. So, because I think if I remember right, Tether works on like you have like a root person and you have a like a tethered person, and the root person doesn't get pulled around, but the tethered person does. So like you could like grab somebody and then jump away, and it would like drag them and stuff. Like we'd have to test some of that stuff because I think when you get multiple movement abilities affecting you, it can get pretty crazy. But we'll see how well it just works. So target area, you could like put down like some kind of spike, right? Heck, you could like put like a little plant here that like anybody that comes next to it like latches onto, and then you can't escape from. So it's like a little trap. Like this could be like trap based. So but I don't want to get too much into that. Focus on what's in front of me now. Get some good sleep and get cracking at it tomorrow. Oh yeah, like a crossbow bolt. That'd be a pretty cool one, like impaling shot plus tether. Like it just shoots through and it just pierces and it's like our first piercing projectile that can hit multiple people, right? Because none of our projectiles pierce, and everybody it hits, like when it hits the ground, it just tethers them to it. So you could like tether two people. So you could even have it so it tethers the caster too, so it has like a drawback, so it's not too powerful. It tethers everybody you hit and the caster, so then you could use it like a really fun rope swing and do Spider-Man moves. Like shoot it up on top of like a building or something, and then just like jump like right when it hits, and then it'll like tether you and swing you. But yep, thank you guys for watching. I shall get myself a snack, watch a little bit of TV, maybe play a game or two, and then go to bed because it's 4:30 here already. See